Hello mermaids! So I have a whole bunch of dirty brushes and a couple of sponges here that I really need to clean, and I guess today is cleaning day, so let's get started. What I normally do is I'll put my brush cleaner pad here, which it has suction cups on the bottom which hold the sink. I try to stick it on the window, like above the sink, but it always falls down, but it will stay down on the sink while I'm cleaning my stuff. And then I'll take some whatever dish soap that we have, I'll just put that on it. So right now I have the Gain Ultra Clean Grease Removal and Original Scent. Just some green dish soap. It really doesn't matter what kind of dish soap you have. And I'll just put it on my brush cleaner pad. And then I turn my water on. We have one of those, we got a brand new sink this summer, so I have one of those double sinks. So I cleaned the actual sink, but I didn't clean the top of it today, and that's okay. I normally keep it pretty clean. Alright, so just run my water, dip a brush in, and then I take my brush, and I know that the brushes have certain names and you're supposed to clean them a certain way, but this is how I do it. It's just how I get it clean. You don't have to be a perfectionist with your makeup brushes. They say, like, don't get the inside wet, like up in here, inside of it, because there's like a glue that holds it together. So I try to just get the brush soaped up like that, and I hold it to the bottom, and then I'll hold it under the water again, rinse it off, and after that I kind of knock off the water, and I'll stick it back in the jar for now until I clean the rest of my brushes. And when I'm done cleaning the rest of my brushes, then I will towel dry them all. Now sometimes I put it up like this to save space and get it out of the way, but sometimes I just lay them flat on the side of the sink. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to kind of lay them to the side. So let's keep washing. I'll save the big ones for last. You're probably wondering how I wash the sponges. Well, it's pretty much the exact same way that I do my makeup brushes. I literally just scrub them on the brush pad. And the reason I wash my sponges like that is because I have carpal tunnel in my wrists, and my health, my wrists, are more important than the sponges. They can be replaced, I can't. So far I've washed a Coastal Scents brush, which is what this is, and I really love this brush. It's just a really nice eyeshadow brush. And then this one is an SL Miss Glam Precise Eye E25 brush. So it's nice and clean, and I'll dry them off in a minute. Here's a Serafina Delirium Cosmetics brush. Get the soap off of there. And I'd love to hear how you guys wash your brushes. Is it like a whole lot different than... How's that gonna focus there? My camera does not like to focus sometimes. Yeah, it's pretty clean, but I'll wash it again. So, like, how you guys wash your brushes, is it a whole lot different than how I do mine, or is it a little similar? I've heard some people like soak them, and I've seen how some people put their sponges in like oil. Like, I guess canola oil or cooking oil, and it really gets the makeup off. And I might have to try that trick. Like, honestly, I might have to try that trick with the oil and the sponges. But I don't know how that would work. So here's a Farrah Concealer Brush 10F. This is one of my favorites. Like, I love this brush. And, yeah. So I'll dry them off in a minute. And then we have a Farrah Blender Brush 25E. Get that one clean. I try to put it through where it's clean, so it's not a whole bunch of dirty makeup. And I'll need to clean this brush cleaning pad periodically while I do my brushes. I don't know if that's clean enough for me. And you can't really see it because my camera won't focus. It did have a brown on the top of it, like the way it's made, so it's supposed to look like that. But I always worry, is there makeup staining? And I'll try to just you know, I'm very OCD. I'm a very clean person. I'm very organized, so. Just in case. And of course, I always use cold water. You don't have to do that. I just do that out of habit. So we have an old hot water heater, and I don't want to waste it cleaning my makeup brushes. Okay, up next we have, I believe I have 2 of these. I used these to test out my blushes the other day. I did some swatches for some e.l.f. liquid camo blush. So I normally will use these for powder, but I haven't used them in a long time. So I'm trying to pull out some brushes that I haven't used in a while, and that's why they need to be cleaned, which is kind of nice. So they're both by Farrah, and I love Farrah brand. I have a blush and highlight brush here, which is the big one, and then a conceal and set brush. When I first got these, I was not quite sure about, you know, oh, it's a double-ended brush, it's going to get destroyed in the, you know, in the cup when I store it. I'm not quite sure about this. One side's going to get destroyed, but you know what? They've been fine. I usually put the big side up top and the little side in the bottom. So this part goes in the bottom and this part kind of goes up. So I'll wash both sides because it might be a little dusty from storage. And then let me get the second one just because, and that's how I get them clean. That swirling motion. This is a long-winded video, I apologize, and you're welcome to skip it at any point, or I mean like fast forward. But today I just thought, like, let me show you guys how I actually wash my brushes and really just do it slowly and talk to you while I do it. So it's not like a fast-paced tutorial. You can actually see me do it. Let's slow down a little bit in our lives. We're always rushing through things. This has that liquid blush on it again. This is one of my Serafina Delirium Cosmetics brushes, these 3 that are left. So this one had some liquid blush on it. It might have been the Mora. Is that how you pronounce it? Mora or Moira? I'll have to look into that. So I don't know if I got it all out. I think I did. I don't think there's much left in there. It came off. That's great. I haven't had to replace my soap yet, which I probably should. These brushes aren't made the best. They were just like a sample that I got, a prototype, so to speak, but I just love them. I'd love to get my makeup brand put on here, right here, like etched into the side of it. But okay, camera, come on and focus. Very frustrating. You can see the colors of the bristles, so that's very pretty, and I think it's clean now. Let's do another one. I think I'm going to have to replace our soap. What I'm going to do is, since this looks clean, it's kind of been scrubbed clean from the other brushes, I'm just going to put a little bit more soap there. I really don't need that much for the brushes, but I will need some for the sponges. The sponges, I probably should get some more sponges. I'm thinking about getting some smaller ones. Come on, camera. I'm thinking about getting some smaller sponges, like for concealer and blush and stuff like that. These 2 big ones are all I have. And that's why the sponges probably get washed more than anything else, because they are the only ones that I've got. Ooh, did I do that with the other brush? Ah, they both need to be washed out again. Okay. Hope I don't pull the actual bristles out of the brush. Sometimes I'm like, oh, am I too rough with my brushes? You know. Alright. Now I know there's still some soap in it, but you see that. You don't want that in there. We try our best, and I can't obsess over it. I will help dry it out with the rag. Okay. Here's the next one. Just gonna move along. This is how I actually do it, so I'm moving along at this point. Usually I use those for powder. I don't use those in my eyes, so if it has like traces of soap in it, it's not gonna kill me. I really love this one for powder. It's just like such a pretty shape. The dumb camera. Okay, camera. Yeah, this one's just such a pretty shape. Okay. That one didn't have any soap in it, so that's good. This one still does. Oh my goodness. Alright. You think that's good enough? That's good enough. My hands are so cold. I need to warm up the water a little bit because I'm going to be doing these and squeezing them. And it hurts my hands, to tell you the truth. So I live out in the country, and we used to have a cow. We used to have goats. I think we've had up to 4 goats. We still have chickens. So anyway, I do a lot of farm work. I have almost 4 acres. A lot of outside work. And I need to save my hands for that. So makeup, I mean, I love makeup, but I have a lot of yard work coming up, and my chainsaw broke. Fun fact, I know you guys are here for the makeup and not for the farm stuff, but my chainsaw broke, and I need a new wheelbarrow, new wagons, and things like that. So there's a lot of tools, like, that I'm missing. So farm work's going to be a little bit harder this year. I cleaned for an abandoned cemetery. There's no family left to clean it. So my husband and I have been, working on the trails and things, and it's overgrown. So I'm trying to save my hands for that. And I think that's important because these sponges, they're just sponges. Like I said earlier, they can be replaced. But please don't kill your hands over this. It's just a thing. Your hands, these are your livelihood. These might be how you do your work. They might be how you provide for your family, how you put food on the table. Don't destroy your hands over a makeup sponge. I've always wanted to tell somebody that. These aren't worth squeezing to death and hurting yourself, okay? You can throw it away if you have to. Just get a new one. They're like, this one over here was $3 at the dollar store. And it's not the best makeup sponge in the world, but they can be replaced. It's not a big deal. Look how big it gets. Okay. Still got soap in it. Yeah, save your hands. This was a Flirtatious Looks Cosmetics, and they look so funny when you're first washing them. This one goes back to normal pretty quickly, but this one, oh my god, this one's from Dollar General, and you definitely, I mean, like I said, you can replace them. They're cheap at Dollar General. You don't have to pay $20 for a makeup sponge. You don't have to destroy your body over a makeup sponge, because I feel like a lot of these the younger generation, I'm 30, so I'm at that point where I'm learning the life lessons, or I've already learned the life lessons, and I want to share them with you guys, right? I'm beyond doing the dumb stuff, wasting time on the dumb stuff, which I would consider killing yourself over a makeup sponge. But I mean, we gotta share that with the younger ones, because I feel like 11, 12, 20-year-olds even are they're seeing these makeup tutorials and just squeezing the life out of their fingers for these makeup sponges. They're not worth it. Like this. It hurts. Alright, so I probably should adjust my camera, but my hands are wet. So, see, it just looks so funny. So I'm going to finish doing my makeup sponges, and you can see they're pretty much clean. It's just kind of getting the soap out of them. It's getting the soap out of them. And then I will show you how I dry off my makeup brushes. So I'll be right back, okay? Okay, mermaids, so I finished washing everything. Now let's get to drying. You can see my brush cleaner. I always dry it. I usually save it for last, but today I'm going to do it first. Make sure it's dry, and then I'll just stick it. Try to get it to stick on the window, but it's not a window, you know, clinger. So I'll just stick it over somewhere. I have a shamrock over here. I'll show you my shamrock that I need to work on pruning. I love that shamrock though. Like my grandmother used to have a shamrock on her kitchen table, and so kind of reminds me of that. And then here's my Flirtatious Looks cosmetic sponge. The holes that are out of it are because of my fingernails when I was squeezing it. And that's one of the reasons I don't like squeezing it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I've even considered, you know, investing in those things that you stick the sponges in and then stick them in the washing machine. That'd be great. This one, this is the dollar store makeup sponge. It works, it's functional, but it's weird when you've washed it and it kind of just looks like a hard-boiled egg that didn't come out quite right. So you try to get it dry. Honestly, the best thing to do with this, because it's made of like a slightly different material, is just let it be by itself. Eventually it'll adjust. It will re-enter society like Gypsy Rose. It will adjust to society the way it should if you leave it alone for a while. Don't put the camera in front of it. Don't let it talk about its feelings. Just let it adjust to itself for a while. That's what she needs. Honestly, that's my only opinion on that. Alright, so we also have our Farrah brushes. I start with the white part first. These are beautiful. Like, I wish I had the whole collection. Maybe not of the big ones, but definitely of the small ones. And I put them down because, again, I don't want any water seeping into the part that holds it together. And I just kind of slowly dry it. Whoops, sorry there. I done smacked the little box that you're watching my video in. Alright, and then here's the concealer brush 10F. There we go, there's those. And I'm going to put them back in my cup, which is clean enough. It doesn't look really dirty to me. It looks fine, so I stick them in that. Okay, here's a unicorn brush. I like my unicorn brushes. My daughter Amy likes unicorns, so I really added them to my makeup line because of her. And I also have some mermaid brushes. Here's our SL Miss Glam Precise Eye E25 brush with the gems in it. I've tried to talk to her about PR, but nah, no response. Some of these makeup brands are like, they don't entertain us smaller channels. And I'm up to 710 subscribers as of today. Thank you guys so much. So just a lot of these big makeup brands, they don't even entertain us. And I feel like some of the YouTube channels out there, they pay for subscribers. And that's not genuine. You know, I'm building from scratch. Those of you who subscribe to my channel, you're real people. I hope so. Okay, here's the Coastal Scents brush that I really love. I think that was one of my first makeup brushes. And then we are going to start getting to the bigger ones. So we have our Farrah Conceal and Set brush. These seem a little bit worn just from, I think, washing. But I plan on having them forever. Forever. I don't plan on getting any new makeup brushes unless I need them. But that is the least talked about part of makeup is the brushes. We don't talk about our brushes as much as we talk about makeup. And I feel like I wanted to kind of talk about my brushes a little bit more because they're the reason that makeup is even applied in the first place. So if I can't appreciate them or I don't use them, maybe I'll start letting them go. But the market for makeup brushes is kind of slow right now. I resell on Mercari. You know, and I've heard it's a yard sale site, but it's the easiest platform for me to sell on. I've made the most money on there than anywhere else. So I might relist some Firma brushes. There's some black Firma brushes. I kept one that was part of the set, and I don't need the other ones, so I might list those if anyone's interested. I'll do that in the next couple days. I do some of my photos. I'll pick a day just for photos, and then it also ends up as a day for sharing those photos on my Facebook page, and then posting each listing one by one for my store, getting the research done, finding similar items, finding the market value, trying to go a little bit below market value so it'll sell a little bit faster, and then editing the listings. So I'm not doing that today. Today was a rest day. I really needed a rest day, so I took a nap for like 2 hours with my cat Morticia. So I feel much better, and I just felt like doing this today. So here we go. Alright, that's all of our brushes all cleaned and dried, and that's how I do it. And there they are, just beautiful. I'm very proud of them. And then our sponges, you can see this one. I'm going to call it my Gypsy Rose sponge because it really needs to be left alone and not get the media fame that it's getting right now and become notorious for the crazy way that it looks and acts. But yeah, it just needs to be left alone so it can figure itself out. And then this one kind of like puffs up, but it'll go down a little bit when the water dries out of it. But yeah, that's everything, and they're all clean. And let me know what you guys think and how you clean your makeup brushes. That took me 20 minutes of cleaning, but you know what, I'm glad that we got it done today, and thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.